What's up, it's Marco, and the USA just had their first competitive game in over a year, and man, you could tell this was not a good performance by the USA team, and man, it's tough where to start. I mean, we got the win 1-0 against Honduras, but you can't take too much away from that. It was just overall a terrible game. I mean, got off to a really bad start in the first half. For the opening bit of it, Honduras looked like the better team. They were controlling the game. USA was not pressing them. Honduras was having their chances. Reyna came up with a good shot. A couple of half chances for the U.S. team, but nothing conclusive. Honduras came away with a really good chance to score. Sargent cleared it off the line. I mean, I guess when you're a striker, you've got instincts in front of goal. It doesn't matter which one it is. But it really took too long for the team to settle into their dominance with how much talent this USA team has over Honduras. And the press just wasn't there at all. We were letting Honduras stay on the ball, and I don't understand why we decided to do that. And it's not for the players. We saw how much they were running against Switzerland. That decision was made. But yeah, really bad first half. Then the second half came, and it was much of the same. Couldn't get too much going offensively. No real chances. Our fullbacks were really passive this game, and it didn't really help much defensively because Honduras were getting chances over the top. But hey, it is what it is. Ended up working out as sub Jordan Siebatcheu came on and got the goal. John Brooks clipped in a nice pass. He was able to get onto a Weston McKennie header and hit it in. So yeah, we were able to get the win, but man, this team was not sharp at all. They kind of walked through the game, in my opinion, and yeah, really disappointing, especially for this being a lot of guys' first competitive games. Maybe that was it, maybe it was nerves, but anyway, not too great. In terms of individual performances, I'll start with the positives. I thought Reyna was very good. He was always dangerous when he got on the ball. He was looking really good when he was on. He had a very good chance to score, just missed the shot. He's missing a couple passes in the final third, but I thought he was very good today. Probably our most dangerous attacking starter and really good player. And then probably the man of the match of this game, John Brooks. He was the best defender. You could see him taking command of this defense. He was stepping up to meet players. He was walking up. He really understood this game well because he was doing plays that would normally be a yellow card, but I feel like he knew this ref. He knew that this was good in CONCACAF. You could tell he was used to this competition, and he was the leader that we needed. He was there on the front lines during the scuffle. Great performance by him. Set up the ball to win. He was really commanding this team. Just great performance by him. Still some mistakes, but I feel like nobody was perfect this game. So yeah, John Brooks, great performance by him. Now, some maybe not even positives, but neutral performances. Antonee Robinson, he had a really good cross, and he was getting forward. Not as much as I would have liked, but whatever. Decent game from him for his competitive debut. Pulisic had some good moments, not really as involved. He had to drop into the midfield a lot. It wasn't even him getting marked out of the game. We just couldn't really get it to him. It was pretty disappointing for the team, but Pulisic, he was making some efforts to get onto the ball. It just wasn't happening. Sebastian Lleglet, I feel like he had a decent game. He was making some good runs. It's just we didn't have the ability to find him. He was doing pretty well on the set pieces. Probably should have set McKennie up for a goal. But, yeah, I feel like the midfield was pretty poor as a collective, so I don't want to put him as a positive. Same with McKennie for that reason. He had a missed shot as well, but got the assist for the goal. He had some really nice combination passes, but I feel like he was once again pretty passive this game, similar to how he was in the Switzerland one. And Zack, Steffen, he made a pretty big mistake in early that really should have gifted Honduras a goal, but Sargent made that really nice goal line clearance. But he did have a really good save to keep the U.S. into the game. And when I'm talking about why I really want these goalkeepers to be starting, when I'm getting on Ethan Horvath, when I'm getting on Zack Steffen for not being a starter, stuff like this is why, because when you're not playing, you can make these mistakes. So especially for a goalkeeper, just being sharp is just so important. And you could tell that this was the first time he played in like a month. Like, he needs to be playing week in, week out, and we know he's not going to get that at City. Maybe, do you want to give that another year? Or do you want to get a loan out and make sure you're ready for the World Cup? I don't know. He's got a big decision to make. And Sargent, he did save that goal, so I really don't want to put him as a negative, but he contributed nothing offensively. Negatively, I thought Sergiño Dest, he probably didn't have a worse game than Robinson, but just for the standard you wanted from him, he did not contribute enough offensively. A little bit better when he switched over to left back, but I feel like he's worse defensively there. McKenzie, He took a step back from the Switzerland game. Maybe it was nerves being the first competitive game, but he was making too many mistakes, letting guys get by him. He was getting beat off the ball. His passes were not that good today, especially for a guy who that's normally a strength of his, and he's going to have to correct that before the Mexico game. I say that like they played already. I'm recording this before the Mexico game even started, but we know. And if not, awesome. I'll take being wrong in the Costa Rica game. But yeah, not good for him. And Jackson Yueill, he should not have been on the field. Awful. I said this in the Switzerland game, but he takes far too many touches when he doesn't need to. He's not good enough defensively. He doesn't have the ability to make that great pass for the team, and I don't even think we should have been playing with the 6 if Tyler Adams was hurt. Go to a 4-2-3-1. Maybe you can put Pulisic in at the 10. Aaronson can play at the 10. Maybe drop back Lleglet. I think he's able to do that because, man, it was not good enough. Yueill should not be in this team again, and not good enough from him. For the substitute, Jordan Siebatcheu, great job by him. He's a substitute striker when he came on and scored. That's amazing. That's what you need to do. I wasn't too sure about playing him. I would have liked Daryl DK in the team, but hey, just go prove me wrong. I love that. Great job by him with that goal. Great instincts on it. And I feel like starting with him will be good. Just having the big man up front. I feel like that'll help the team. Reggie Cannon, I don't feel like he was too good. He gave away a free kick. Wasn't doing too much going forward, but that's every fullback, and not too much time, so you can't really judge him. Brenden Aaronson, he was making some good runs. Had a pretty good, it might have been a dummy run. You couldn't tell that much, but I feel like it was a dummy run, and got Jordan Siebatcheu the goal. And I'm just an Aaronson fan. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit, but yeah, good game by him, in my opinion. And Acosta, I don't feel like he had enough time to really judge. As mentioned, John Brooks, my man of the match, and yeah, that's all the individual performances. Now, for the manager, Greg Berhalter, I feel like he got this game tactically wrong. In terms of how the team was set up, I mean, I don't know why he's sticking with this formation. Jackson Yueill was inserted into this team where he wasn't good enough for the Olympic campaign. He wasn't good enough for the U23s. He's not good enough for the national team. Had an awful performance, and I feel like everybody knows it. He was the only 6 in the team, but if you don't have a 6, you adapt and you get rid of that. Go to a 4-2-3-1. Go to a 5 at the back. You can do a lot of things. Like, my example is always Spain and Vicente Del Bosque. You watch him play with Real Madrid, he had a big man up front in Fernando Morientes, and just when he gets to the national team, he switches that up. Hell, they didn't even have a striker when they won the Euro 2012. They're playing Fabregas as like a false 9. You have to adapt as a national team manager because you don't have the talent available as a club guy. You can't just buy somebody. I mean, maybe that's why he's trying to recruit so many players, because he doesn't want to change his style. I don't know. But, yeah, he's not good enough. And if it's the same thing in the Mexico game, and I'm trying to reverse jinx it at this point by saying Mexico. If it's the same thing in the Gold Cup, you gotta cut him. You gotta let him loose, because he's not good enough tactically. Some more tactical things. I mean, I don't know why we abandoned the press. I thought it was working pretty poorly against Switzerland, but I mean, let's be honest, Honduras is not as good as a team as Switzerland. The press probably would have been working better. We would have had the ball back a lot more, and I don't know why we abandoned that. And I mean, it's not like we're just going to not press teams, because that's an essential part of how we play. You watch Pulisic, we've got Aaronson. There's 2 guys who love to run. Josh Sargent especially. I mean, if we weren't going to be pressing, why did we have Josh Sargent in the team? He's not going to score goals. So I don't know about that. I don't know why the fullbacks were being so passive this game. Sergiño, Dest especially, and Robinson as well. They didn't show any drive to get forward, and I have to believe they were told to do that. It didn't help out the defense at all. We were still allowing chances. So yeah, just not the greatest tactical game. I mean, I feel like the team didn't show enough for it. They're playing like they were walking through the game. I guess you could give them credit and say that's like a championship, like it's a sign of champions when you win games like this, but I think that's giving them too much credit. And honestly, at this point, I think Mexico will destroy us unless reinserting Tyler Adams makes that much of a difference. So, yeah, I mean, a win's a win, but this was not a good game, and not too many positives to take away from it. Yeah, so that's all I've talked about. Hopefully next game's better. I'm not expecting it, so see you.